These are my predictions for Week 2 of the NFL season. First, you got the Packers-Commanders. That's a good game. I'm excited for that game. But I got to give it to the Packers, just how dominant they were against the Lions. That I have to give it to them. Then you got the Bengals versus the Jaguars, and this is an interesting one, but I think I'm going to give it to the Bengals. This one should be close, but yeah, I think the Bengals have the edge over the Jaguars overall. Then you got the Cowboys versus the Giants, which I'm going to give it to the Cowboys again. I think the Cowboys, they were pretty dominant or pretty close against the Eagles. Like they were able to stay competitive, which was surprising. The Giants are not a good team, so yeah, that's a win I think for the Cowboys. Then you have the Lions versus the Bears, which I'm going to give the Lions the win. I think they're going to bounce back and beat the Bears, unfortunately. Yeah, I want to see the Bears do good, but I think the Lions are going to try to, like regroup after that win and end up beating the Bears. Then you got the Titans versus the Rams, in which I have the Rams winning. I think the Rams beating the Texans. I think the Texans are a better team than the Titans, and the Rams beat the Texans, so I think logically they beat the Titans too. But this one should be interesting. Cam Ward, maybe he'll do better than. Actually, he did pretty good week 1, but we'll see. We'll see how this game goes. This is an interesting one. Then you got the Patriots Dolphins, in which I have the Dolphins winning. I think they'll bounce back. I don't think they're going to be a great team, but I think the Patriots just need a little bit of time before they can fully succeed and start winning. Then you got the 49ers Saints, in which I have the 49ers winning. As much as I'd like to see the Saints beat them, yeah, I got the 49ers winning. I think even though they've got some injuries, which could change some things, I think the Saints are not a very good team at all. So, yeah, that's just going to be how it goes. Then you got the Bills versus the Jets, which I have the Bills winning. This one is going to be interesting because I think they're going to be pretty much destroying the Jets, but there's a chance the Jets could be like last week and actually be kind of good. So that one's an interesting one. Then you got the Seahawks Steelers, in which I have the Seahawks winning. This one should be close too, but I think the Seahawks looked pretty good against the 49ers this last week, and I think they'll end up beating them overall. Then you got the Browns Ravens, in which, I mean, come on, you gotta have the Ravens, right? I mean, yeah, even though they lost to the Bills, I think they're just a way better team than the Browns are. So, yeah, that's a win for the Ravens. Then you got the Broncos-Colts, in which I have the Broncos winning. I think the Colts win against the Dolphins was kind of not like a fluke, but I just don't think it was very good, or like the Colts are going to be very good, even though they crushed the Dolphins, because I don't think the Dolphins are going to be very good. So that's a win for the Broncos. Their defense is really good. Then you got the Cardinals versus the Panthers, which I have the Cardinals winning. I just like the Cardinals more than the Panthers, but they have a bad history with the Panthers, so I wouldn't be necessarily surprised if we lose, but I hope we win. Then we got the Eagles-Chiefs, which I have the Chiefs winning and bouncing back. I know they looked bad against the Chargers, but trust me, I think they're going to bounce back and beat the Eagles. They're coming for revenge this week. Then you got the Falcons versus the Vikings, in which I have the Falcons winning. Both of these teams looked pretty good last week. It's Michael Penix versus J.J. McCarthy from the same draft class, even though it feels like J.J. McCarthy was from this year's, but because he didn't get to play last year. But I think this one's going to be interesting, but I think the Falcons just looked like a good team last week, and I think the Vikings still have some holes in their offense and defense, so that's a win for the Falcons. Then you have the Texans versus the Bucks, and I think the Texans are going to bounce back and win. This one could go either way. I like both teams, but I just think the Texans are a little bit better. Even though they did not do well, I think they're going to regroup and end up winning. And then to finish out the week, you've got the Raiders versus the Chargers, in which I'm going to have the Raiders upsetting the Chargers and winning. And that'll be all the Week 2 predictions. So let me know if you disagree or agree with me down in the comments, and follow for more.